channel. My name is Eva if you're new here. Today I thought I'd take you guys along with me as I do my September goals for the month coming up in, what's today, Wednesday? Tomorrow. Oh my gosh, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's September 1st. So August was pretty hectic, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know where it went. Also, we only have 4 months left to the year, so that's a thing. Whether it's technically fall or not, I'm in fall mode. I kind of look like I'm in fall mode, and we're ready. We're ready for all the fall vibes. So I did have goals for August, but I didn't really... August was just all over the place, to be honest. I did have goals. I do have weekly goals, but I have not been able to follow them just because so many things came up out of the blue. It was a lot to deal with, a lot going on, and so it was kind of chaotic and all over the place. And I'm trying to get back on track in September, and I think that's what I'm trying to do for my goals, is just get a sense of like a routine. I have no idea where my routine went. I'm really trying to get back to it, and we're struggling a bit, but we're gonna do it. And yeah, so let's get to it. I do have my planner here, and I don't remember if I showed this yet. It's the Clever Fox Planner Pro. I think I showed the budget planner in my other video, my check-in with my 2022 goals. So this is the planner I use, and it's great. I absolutely love it. Plans out the whole month, but also you can plan out the week, and it's wonderful. And it's big, you know, you can really just write a ton of stuff out and look at it as a whole, which I really like. My planner from last year was very small, and I do like that planner a lot, but this year I was going for a bigger planner, and I really like it so far. So yes, that is what we're going to do, because they do a little monthly review and check-in at the end of each month. I haven't been keeping up with it, if I'm being honest, but I really like the questions that they ask. And you can fill out a little wheel to see, excuse me, like where your ranking is for each category. So they have business and career, finance, personal development, relationships and romance, family and friends, fun and recreation, spiritual, and health and fitness. But for today's video, we're going to be focusing on personal goals, health and fitness, and financial goals, because those are the top 3 that I really want to focus on this month, that I think are also very important to kind of get back on track, reset, and get back into some sort of routine in terms of health, personal goals, and my finance goals. But before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you want to see more videos like this, and turn on the notifications so you can see whenever I upload. I'm aiming for once a week. I don't know if I'm going to keep up with that, but we're going to try. Okay, so I wrote down my September 22 goals here, and I guess we'll start with the personal goals. So the personal goals, I think, are pretty important just in terms of self-growth, self-care. You know, they're goals that are really for you and have to do with your interests and what you like to do, maybe some hobbies, but also that involve some self-development, kind of overall in general, I guess, if that makes sense. You know, it's not like a physical goal like health and fitness, and it's not something like money, which can be a little bit stressful. These are goals that are meant specifically for you, personalized to you. So my first goal is to read 2 books. I had this great plan in the beginning of the year that I was going to read a book a month, watch a movie a week, and listen to a new album a week. Of course, it just ran completely away from me. I wish I was on track with that, but I unfortunately am not. One thing I have been doing out of all 3 is trying to read more, and I have been reading a little bit more than I have been with listening to, excuse me, my voice is going. I've been doing way more with that than I have been with listening to an album or like watching a movie or something. So I want to read 2 books. I know that might sound very little to some people, but I don't read as much as I want to and probably should. So I think it's a good place to start by just setting a minimum of 2 books this month. Nothing crazy. I'm just going to read for enjoyment and see if I can finish 2 books that I really like and maybe do a review at the end of the month. And then maybe we can up it a little bit to 3. Another goal that I had that I really have been trying to do weekly, and I've been writing it down weekly, is meditate every day. I absolutely love meditation. I get so much out of it. I feel the difference almost immediately. And I really want to see the effect of meditating every day for a full month, what that would have on me, what kind of effect that would have on me. I really think it would be positive. And it would make me just feel completely better. I just know, I know. So I'm going to meditate daily. I try to tell myself at least 5 to 10 minutes. Again, nothing crazy. I'm really trying to start little. I'm trying to work my way up, start small, and then get to a place where I'm, maybe once that's going and in motion, then maybe I won't have to even think about it. So meditating daily will just be a habit that it's not something that I have to do intentionally, and it'll just become easier. So I want to meditate daily. I don't really use an app. I know that there are some apps out there, but I just find some YouTube videos. I'll just listen to some music. I'll breathe. I'll focus on my breath, both guided and unguided. Both have really beneficial effects on me, I've noticed. And setting it at a minimum of 5 to 10 minutes also makes it seem like it's not that big of a deal. It's not something that I have to plan for in my daily schedule. I can just wake up, do a little morning meditation or do a night meditation, and that's enough for the day to get me started. The most I've ever meditated was probably 50 minutes at a time, and it feels great, but that's a bit much to start with when I'm getting back on track with my schedule. And finally, on my personal goals list, I did write routine, which is what I've been saying in this video, but I also wrote to listen to my body. I want to pay a lot of attention to my body. I want to, if I feel something, either emotionally or physically, I'm going to make an effort to stop, take a minute, focus on what's going on, see, what the problem is, what the issue is, and take time and make an effort to just notice, when I eat, when I sleep, when I do something, what am I feeling? Just being more aware of some bodily sensations going on, or some emotions or some thoughts that come up that can help guide me in my daily life as to what my body needs. And I think sometimes we go on overdrive and we just get some thoughts in our head, or we are in routines and we do have habits, but they've been going on for so long that we don't notice changes going on in our body, where that means we need to change our routine as well. So it's always important to do check-ins with yourself and to make sure that your routine currently is still working for you, especially if you've been doing it for such a long time. And that goes with fitness too, finances. It pretty much has to do with everything. Just making sure that what you're doing now is still working. Just because it worked before doesn't mean it's working now. And also, things can be very subtle. You can feel something without knowing why. You could get a pain somewhere and not know why, or you can feel a little off or tired. Make sure that you know why so you can adjust and just keep working towards personal growth. Okay, so those are my personal goals. Those are my 3 personal goals for the month of September. Moving on to health and fitness, I want to, number 1, stretch every day. I feel like this is important because I don't stretch ever. Like yoga and all of that, I don't really do probably as much as I should, and I'm noticing it, and I'm noticing that I'm not as flexible as I probably should be. So I'm going to do some neck stretches, some yoga in the morning, and just, again, be intentional with that. Notice some changes. I think sometimes, I don't know, I'm 28, so I'm noticing some changes as I'm getting older. I'm sure people older are like, well, that's not that old. But you notice it, in the beginning of your 20s versus the end of your 20s, you notice changes and you're like, oh, I wasn't feeling that before, or oh, I have a pain there. So I think it's important to keep up with your body. Again, listen to your body. And I'm going to stretch every day to make sure that I'm just keeping everything moving and, being mindful of that. Along with that, my number 2 goal is to eat more regularly and to keep my meals diverse. So I used to be on a keto/paleo diet, and right now, and I'll probably do another video on this going more in depth, but right now I'm not doing that currently, and I just want to eat more foods that I wouldn't normally eat. It's a little confusing where I stand with that, and you know, like, if my opinions have changed with regard to diets, but it's working for me right now, and I think it's helping me a lot right now, and I feel a little bit better doing that right now. So just getting, incorporating every food group, just keeping it simple, making sure that I'm getting whole grains, fruits, vegetables. I still don't probably eat enough fruits, vegetables, protein, and yeah, dairy. Like, I'm really just eating everything. And but lots of vegetables, lots of fiber, just making sure that everything is in check, so nothing is drastically eliminated. That is my goal. So just more balanced with my diet. And finally, my goal number 3 is to sleep. My sleep has been suffering like crazy. I can't remember the last time I got 8 hours of sleep, which is somewhat unusual for me. So I'm really going to settle down at night. I'm going to do my best to sleep as much as I can. Going to bed early really helps, especially because I want to start waking up earlier for my morning routine a little bit more. So definitely sleep is the goal. I'm keeping track of that in my weekly planner. In my little habit tracker, I have slept 8+ hours just to see what nights I don't sleep. I might correlate it with a mood tracker as well, and a stress tracker just to see if anything's related there too. So yeah, those are my 3 fitness goals: to stretch every day, to eat more regularly and just more balanced, and to sleep more. And finally, my financial goals. I was struggling a bit budgeting these past few months. I would often go on and off. I would have a whole month planned out in terms of money, and then it would fall completely through in the next month. So I really made a goal to budget this month. I already have my entire September budget planned out. I wrote it all out. I have all the numbers calculated. It feels so good to have a budget like completely laid out, and to really see like what you have to spend money on in the month and what your income is and like how it works. It just makes you feel better, and just that feeling makes me want to keep doing it more for the rest of the year, for each month, which was the same feeling I got when I first started it. This is my first ever budget planner in my life that I've ever used. I've used maybe like one app, which I still use to this day, but to write it down also is different for me. So I'm going to keep doing that. So definitely in terms of financial goals, I have 2 goals for finances. One is to get back on track. So expenses have kind of outweighed income, and it's not even just that things were off. So, just getting back on track into a financial routine. So just paying bills, budgeting, which I did. I budgeted for the month. Being mindful of my spending, so not spending on things that I don't need, which is primarily food, which with my food goal should work out because I am planning on eating more balanced. I'm going to be more mindful of spending. Not just that, but also just things that you don't need, that, it's a little bit here, a little bit there. I was doing a cash envelope system. I'm really going to try to get back to that because that helped a lot in terms of being mindful with spending and not spending, just swiping your card here and there. So that's great. And to look ahead. Yes, this is all under get back on track. So look ahead into the next month and see how your finances will play out even further. So not just for this month, but once you get back on track, will it continue to get back on track so you can really get ahead on your finances and possibly your savings. So I'm going to look into the month of October a little bit, see what's going on there, and then use it to even encourage myself to maybe do some more spending now. Some more saving now. And so along with that, with the second financial goal I had was to eat out less and cook more, which I kind of mentioned before, only because that is my biggest expense. Well, okay, it's my biggest expense that I have control over is the eating. So eating out, going out. So definitely cutting back on that significantly, setting some money aside for that, but really primarily focusing on groceries, cooking more, saving some more money for that, which in the long run overall does save money in terms of the food category, which should be great and should help me get back onto a financial routine. So those are my goals. So basically just a little overview in the 3 categories. So my personal goals are to read 2 books this month, meditate daily, and get back into a routine / listen to my body more. My health and fitness goals are to stretch every day, sleep more, and to eat a more balanced diet. And my financial goals are to get back on track, like get ahead of things, get back on track, get flowing a little bit more, and to eat out less and cook more. So those are my goals for the month of September, the ones that I'm going to focus on. I'm actually going to write that down in my monthly planner right here for September. I'll actually do that right now. And I also thought it would be interesting to do this monthly review on camera. And yeah, because a lot happened, like I said, in the month of August. I just thought it would be fun to go through some of these questions and just talk about it a little bit. So, yeah, what were the biggest wins for October? Shows where my mind's at. It's all over the place. I don't even know what year we're in. So maybe this is a good thing. Yeah, so monthly review. So what were my biggest wins? And you guys can follow along too and write some of these things down and check in with yourself on what were your biggest wins. If I had to think about it, my biggest wins for the month of August is probably, I would say, learning more about my body in terms of fitness and health, and actually learning some new things that I ignored in the past, I paid attention to this month. And I think that has positively impacted my health and fitness routine, which is good. And what else? Personal goals. That was pretty much it, if I'm going to be honest. I didn't really it does say biggest wins. It doesn't say what you've learned yet. My biggest wins, yes, were learning more about my body. I guess preparing myself more. I wrote a lot of things down. I got a sense of where I am with different types of things. So I think that was my biggest win, getting organized. We're going to say that. Biggest win is getting organized. Biggest lessons learned was what I said, was I learned more about my body in terms of physical health and fitness, which is I'm still going to work on my fitness goals and my fitness routine, but it's just helped inform me to what I need to do in terms of diet and exercise, and probably how important budgeting is for me, and meditation, I would say, are the lessons learned. Yeah. Which tasks were not accomplished and why? So this is interesting. I like how they ask why, because it's not just that they weren't accomplished. It's, what got in the way, or what didn't you do that led to it not being accomplished. I would say, again, not enough sleep, but that's from stress. So then I'm like, oh, stress. Okay, how do I reduce stress? So definitely reducing stress and anxiety. Meditation, journaling. Yeah, exercising more would probably be, I have not exercised in a very long time, much. So definitely that impacted my sleep. Yeah, I would say stress and lack of exercise. And then getting out of my routine. Again, a lot has happened in this past month, so that impacted my routine. And yeah, so those were important things to me that I did not accomplish, was lack of sleep and falling off my routine. How do I feel about my progress? I feel pretty good about my progress. Like I said, I learned a lot about myself and I got very organized. So I think using what I've learned in August, I can apply it to September. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm just making sure that everything's in place so I can have a really productive and healthy month. I'm excited and looking forward to. I'm excited to see the impact that stretching every day and meditating every day will have on me. And if there is a direct correlation in my life between stress and sleep or eating habits, I really want to nail down what how my mind works and what's related to what. So just getting a better understanding of myself and my life. Things I will do to make myself happy. Probably the reading more will be a good one. Making sure my finances are in check to relieve stress. Getting back to playing piano. If you don't know, I'm a musician. So I've been neglecting my instrument. So definitely, actually, maybe I should make that a goal. I don't know if I should make it. I'm going to save that for October, but definitely getting back to maybe even just listening to music, maybe doing my little plan of like the music, movie, and book plan. So that will definitely make me happy. The fact that fall is coming is making me happy. I'm so excited for fall. I'm a huge Halloween nerd. I love it all. So actually, things that I will do to make myself happy next month. Fall activities, done. That's all we need. All we need is fall activities. How I'll improve next month. I think I already said this. Being intentional and aware of my body and what's going on, and taking it easy still, honestly. But I guess not being hard on myself for setting small goals of just 2 books or just 5 minutes of meditation or just 10 minutes of stretching, just doing those things because it's important that you're still doing them. It just might not be where you want it to be, but it's a great start. So yes, how I'll improve by doing those things, but not being hard on myself if it's not up to where I want it to be. All right. Thank you so much for joining me on my September Plan With Me Reset Goal check-in video. I actually really like doing this. I don't tend to set monthly goals. I'm so much better with weekly goals. I don't know why. I'm much more into like the habit tracker and just daily goals that I want to do or for the week that I want to accomplish. But I actually really like doing these monthly goals. It just puts things into perspective and it gives you, you kind of step back and look at it from a different angle. And, it's also less pressure to accomplish them. You have more time. It's a little bit more relaxed. So yeah, but thank you so much for joining me on my September 2022 goals. I'm always interested in hearing what other people are doing. So feel free to leave a comment below on some of your goals for the month of September and also whether you accomplished some of your August goals and just what's going on in your mind. What are you planning? What are you thinking? I want to know it all. Yes. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.